Hello, everyone. Welcome back to DCHL Outsider Podcast. I know it's been a while. Everyone's been clamoring for the newest episode, and here it is. Here we are joined by none other than Mr. Boombastic himself. What do you got, son?
Hi, I'm Chris. Most people call me Shaggy, captain of the former Street Sharks. It's not just Sharks.
They have been doing so well recently. They're off the streets. They're moving on up.
Moving to D4 next season.
Oh, damn. Okay, I was not ready for this. So Sharks moving to D4 next season. All right, let's just jump right into that. Damn, I'm up. What?
Yeah,
Okay.
we ran into some cap issues. We were well below the cap for a couple seasons, and then all of our players got really good. So we got pushed above the ceiling. Had to make a couple of adjustments, and Suds brought the idea of moving up to D4, and I brought it up to the team because I always do it as a team vote, and everybody agreed we should move up, challenge ourselves.
So the first and most important thing when it comes to players, what conflicts do you have? So like what players are you keeping? What players are you losing? Because I know there might be some overlap with some Gwendolyn players or some other teams. So how's that looking?
It's been a little bit of a challenge. I don't think we're losing too much. I think Mandy is staying with the Blue Knights this season. We were trying to bring some of the old bandmates back together. We tried to add John Nuno. Unfortunately, due to the cap, we can't do that. Tried to add a few other players. Ryan's coming back as our goalie this season upcoming.
That'll go a long way. Ryan's a very good goalie, so he'll help deal with that.
And then we managed to bring Lina back. She'll be manning our defenses once again.
So that seems good, right? That's a solid thing. Who else is on the team right there? It's you, John Chick.
Me, John Chick. Should be most everybody. Sharon, LR. What fantastic players they are.
Yeah. Sharon's actually. I mean, she has gotten so much better.
She has. She really has.
I mean, she's. She better watch herself because she might not be able to play D4 much longer. You didn't hear it from me. But
my lips are sealed.
But she has gotten so much better very quickly. LR is playing great. He's got a cannon of a shot.
Yeah, he does. I usually try to feed him as best I can. Especially if I move up to center, he'll usually be the first person I look for if Sharon's not already up front on the net.
So that is exciting. Sharks potentially moving to D4. That'll be there's actually going to be 9 D4 teams, I believe.
And that's what I heard. So a lot of couple same teams we've faced already, and a couple new teams we haven't seen. So we're looking forward to the challenge.
Well, that is exciting right there. So Sharks moving up aside, let's get to know you a little better.
Sure.
So give us a quick little intro. Give me like a 30-second elevator speech of who you are and all that stuff.
So I played ice hockey for about 11 years now, and a friend had brought up a question on asking if I wanted to play the second annual Russian Machine Never Breaks tournament.
You're an RMMB guy?
I am. So I got to play in that tournament, and it just so happened that our team won that tournament. So I got to experience some early success with the DCHL, and they had asked if I wanted to stay on to play rec next season. I said absolutely. It's a lot of fun, a lot of running. It's definitely a lot different than ice hockey. And
you break a sweat a lot quicker.
A little bit. So I've experienced a lot of good things that has helped translate on the ice, and having things on the experiences on the ice translate to the DCHL as well. So it's been fun.
You've played exclusively with the Sharks organization?
Yes. I haven't played for anybody else. I think I've only subbed maybe 1 or 2 times.
Do you have any interest in sub opportunities?
They always ask if I want to sub D3 and above, and unfortunately it's just so late in the afternoon that I'm already committed to because I also do softballs on Sunday, and I do indoor soccer on Sunday, so I'm usually committed to other sports.
Busy day of the week.
It is.
Okay, well that would make sense. I figured. I hope you at least been asked for some. You think you'd be able to hack in D3, potentially D2, maybe D1? It's hard to say, but okay, that would explain it. You've got softball and indoor soccer. So speaking of indoor soccer, a little bit of a hiccup.
A little bit. Came across a guy with a cannon of a shot. I felt my wrist do a little bit more action than it's supposed to do. So I'm out of commission for a little bit of time. Hopefully everything is good. I would say nothing broke or fractured. So that's at least some positive news.
And it's going to be good for the Sharks because you have, 2-3 weeks of bye time here because we've got Thanksgiving weekend and then there's another weekend off for travel tournaments. So you get 2 more weeks to heal on that. So that's a gift.
I hope to be healed up by the time we start rolling again.
That's good. So that worked out well on best of a bad situation there. So let's get to know you more. You like softball. You like soccer. You're a big soccer guy, right?
A little bit. I
bigger than most.
I would say bigger than most. I pretty much watch the Premier League religiously.
Okay.
Chelsea being my favorite team. I've been watching them since high school, and I rooted for them because nobody else in my high school rooted for them. Everybody was big Manchester United, Arsenal, Real Madrid fans.
I was a soccer fan. Where'd you go to high school?
Mount Vernon High School.
Help me out here.
Alexandria, Virginia.
Alexandria. Okay, are you a Maryland person or
Virginia person?
Where do you live?
Down by Mount Vernon Estate, about a mile off there. So
Wait,
Alexandria, Virginia.
Okay. I don't know geography well, so that doesn't help me.
That's all right. So I'm about an hour away from the Plex.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hike. Okay. So where do you play your other sports?
So my ice hockey team, we're a little bit of troublemakers. We got kicked out of Mount Vernon due to some management reasons. So we now play our ice hockey games at the St. James, which if you've never been, you should absolutely go. It's a gorgeous facility. It's huge. They've got just about everything there. The ice sheets are fantastic. So we now play our hockey games exclusively at the St. James. And then softball, I played that all over the place. Braddock Park, Wakefield, I'm just all over the place. And then indoor soccer, we do Fairfax Sportsplex, which is just across the street from St. James. So
okay.
I keep myself pretty central, but I have traveled a lot.
Okay. So you're Virginia, born and raised, or?
Oh, yep. I was born in Alexandria, stayed in Alexandria.
Okay. So local person. So you must be ecstatic about the Virginia, D.C. area sports teams that have been tearing it up.
Yeah. What is it? 4 championships in the last 2 years for, I think, the Nationals, the Capitals, the Mystics, and the Valor.
Valor's the indoor football?
Yeah, the arena football.
Arena football. Did not know that.
So
people say D.C. is not a football town. The Valor prove them wrong.
District of Champions, you know.
District of Champions. Boo. All right, so we're gonna do a little rapid fire here. Let's get some random stuff going on right here.
Sure.
It's and if you're listening to the podcast, it's generally food related. I don't know why. I'm always hungry when I'm doing this. So.
That's fine.
All right, what is your favorite? It's been Halloween recently. What's your favorite Halloween candy?
I'll make the controversial say I like candy corn. Love it.
Is that candy? Is that technically candy?
Although if you want an actual candy bar,
give me a candy bar too.
I love Snickers.
Snickers, okay.
Snickers.
We'll give you a pass on the candy corn. We'll have to get the research group in here to see if it's actually candy. What's your favorite Thanksgiving side?
Ooh, I'm a bit of a classic. I love mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. Okay, when you eat mashed potatoes, do you eat it by itself, with corn, with gravy? How does that work?
If I could get gravy, I usually would put gravy on it, but I'm just okay putting a little bit of butter in it and just eating it.
Do you like mushrooms in your gravy?
I do not.
Okay, see, we're going in depth with the gravy. What are your favorite kind of pie?
I'll actually make another controversial saying. I don't really like pie.
What are you doing?
I know.
You gotta look in the mirror and just assess what you're doing with your life.
Yeah.
You don't like pie?
I don't like pie. This has never been
never ever?
Nope.
Why not?
Never. I just don't know. I don't think I really like the consistency, or I don't like the taste of it.
Well, there's so many different kinds of
I know
pie.
there's so many different kinds.
You get something like a chocolate cream pie. And that's like it's like pudding. It's like pudding and graham cracker. And if you don't want that, you get like an apple pie or I'm not a fan of apple pie. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying you get something a little more crumbly, this and that. You go pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie, man. No. No, we're going to cut this interview short. Throw a chair at you if I have to. Doesn't like pie. What's your favorite dessert then?
Love cake. Cake or cookies.
Okay. Favorite kind of cookie?
Chocolate chip.
Okay. What's your favorite sport outside of hockey?
I always tell people baseball has been my first love. It was a sport I grew up playing a lot.
What position?
I usually played center field.
Okay.
I used to not like playing the outfield until I played a few other positions, and then I realized how good I was in the outfield. So I guess I love the outfield now.
Okay. Have you ever heard of the band, The Outfield?
Yes. They're the ones who do the... I can't remember the name.
All I'm going to say, I do not want to lose your love.
Yeah, that's the one. Isn't that their biggest hit?
Yeah, it's probably their only hit, but that's all right. Still love them anyway. What favorite sport to watch? Is it baseball as well?
I love watching baseball. I don't know. It's probably a toss-up between baseball and soccer.
All right. Who is your favorite person in DCHL to play with?
Ooh, man, that's a tough question. They've all been so good. I probably would say Sharon. Sharon has been probably one of my favorite players to play with and to watch because she's just gotten so good over the years. She knows where she needs to be positionally, and one of the biggest parts, she protects the ball so well, especially along the wall. I usually, because I play defense and she plays forward, I usually get a great view and can just stand in amazement. So.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think she's very good at taking a pass, kind of protecting it, setting up, and looking for another open player.
Yeah.
Her shot's good, but when it comes to playmaking, she's got to be one of the best in the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, who's your favorite person to play against?
I always like a challenge. Sheik is usually pretty fun to play against. Maybe not the best hands in the world, but he's got very quick movement, so it always keeps me
on your toes.
On my toes. I mean, he'll come flying down the wing if you're not careful. So he'll usually be a fun player to play against.
Okay, if you could change one thing in DCHL, what would it be? That's a tricky one. That's a hard question.
Well, I'd almost like a no offsides rule, just kind of have free for all hockey. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I can understand why.
You can play roller then.
Yeah, I probably should. I haven't laced a pair of rollerblades in years.
Okay, so you're not a fan of the offsides. If someone who plays defense, you'd think you'd love it.
Well, jumping up on the rush from the defense, you have to be mindful of where the wingers are. Sometimes people could get a little too jumpy heading into the zone. So it's always a momentum killer when you have a lane to jump up, and then next thing you know, you're offside. So.
Okay, what is your favorite or best DCHL moment?
Probably winning the championship. Winning the Sharks championship. I mean, we were such in disarray back then. I often felt like I was holding pieces of a broken team, and then trying to piece it all together, get the right combo, get the right chemistry, making it fun again. I mean, I think you were there. You saw how miserable some players were, and then, I mean, just getting the pieces together, and I think we were the 5th seed that year and ended up winning it all.
Hashtag fear the 5 seed.
Fear the 5 seed.
The team was a little disarray here. We're not going to get into it now, but I think you did a good job keeping people together, developing players, and figuring out what you guys needed to do to win. And it worked really well. You guys had a decent season last season. I believe Sinbin won it before they moved up.
They did.
And you guys might be positioned to make another run before you go up to D4. So it seems like under your leadership, the team has definitely grown, gotten a good taste of victory, and are looking to get promoted. So that is a huge.
Well, I mean, if you're not having fun, then you're not going to show up on Sundays, and I really want to bring the fun back.
There you go. So what's up with the? Not the best for a podcast. What's up with the facial hair?
So I wanted to do something a little different.
Okay.
It was going to first start as like a Motorhead mutton chops, and then I happened to see a picture of who was it? It was General Burnside, who's known for two things.
Ambrose Burnside.
He's known for two things: his incompetency and his sideburns. So I figured I'd try and figure out what it looks like to run for president in the 1890s.
So you were already known for your incompetency. Now you're also known for your sideburns.
Hey, I got to distinguish myself somehow.
Very cool. So let us think. Let's talk about sports capitals. You're a big Caps guy, right?
Big Caps guy.
Who's your favorite Cap currently? Who's your favorite Cap all time?
My favorite Cap currently, I'll probably still have to gift it to Lars Eller. I mean, he's got the Stanley Cup winning goal. He also plays center, which is the position I play in ice hockey. So I usually will try to root for those guys and emulate my game after those guys. My favorite Capital player of all time has to be Peter Bondra.
Okay.
The prodigal son of Washington before Ovechkin showed up. So.
Okay, that's a solid answer here. Back in the day, it was like Bondra, Jaromir Jagr, Adam Oates.
I would say that Jaromir Jagr was the first ever Caps jersey that I bought, so I still have that hanging in my closet.
Okay, I did not know that one. Jaromir Jagr.
Yeah, it's the white Screaming Eagle jersey. So, I mean, I really wish they would bring those back. Or the Navy Screaming Eagles. I would love for those to come back with Adidas shelling out jerseys like crazy. So,
all right, assume you are GM for a day and you get one trade. You can pick up one player in D4 to add to the Sharks. Who would you pick up?
I probably would do John Nuno.
Yes, I knew you were going to say that. So it's someone that has not played.
Okay,
someone who's not played for the Sharks.
Man, that's a good question. Truth be told, I haven't really seen a whole lot of D4.
You haven't been doing any scouting?
I haven't been doing any. I'll say I've been a little lazy.
All the stats that we do,
yep.
All the streams, nothing.
So, does Derek O'Halloran play D4?
Derek O'Halloran does for the Stick Magnets.
I played with him in the Russian Machine tournament, so I do know his skill set, and he's another one of those players who's hard to play against when he was in rec. So I always have respected his ability. So I probably, if I could be GM for a day, yeah, I would do O'Halloran.
Okay, that's fair enough to let him know he's getting some podcast love here.
Absolutely.
All right, so do you have any final shout-outs to give? Make them fun.
Dan Bartolucci is absolutely one of my favorite players. Another one of those players who's great to play with, and
why is that?
He's quick in his movement. His shot is getting better, and I mean, game to game, you can see improvements from him. It would be cool to see if I could play against him because he's so good, and he's another one of those cool characters that you love to hang around. You love to have him on your team. And then I would say the same thing kind of goes for Anthony Amato. He's been fantastic.
That's like that crew that hangs out. It's like Dan, Anthony, and Nuno.
Actually, I'll give you a little bit of info. When I first took over as captain of the Sharks, Suds had asked if I wanted, and they came as a trio, and I said absolutely. That was kind of my first major move as captain.
I know that was a good move.
It's paid off in dividends. I hope to you form friendships here in the DCHL, and I mean I hope that we stay lifelong friends as I do with all my teammates.
Yeah, what you put in is generally what you get out. So if you put in effort, you do a good job with that. I think people respond well. So I'm optimistic on that. I know I like them all. So hopefully you guys get tight and maybe you end up on a team together.
Hopefully, yeah, it'd be neat.
I know some of those guys are Gwendolonians at the moment, so you got to do a hostile takeover.
There were rumors, and I will just say that they were rumors. They thought the Blue Knights were going to fold, and I'm glad to see that they're not. So teammates becoming enemies, it should be fun.
All right, Shaggy, thank you very much for this, and hope to see you back for playoffs.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Special thanks to Shaggy for joining us on the podcast. It was fun to talk to him, get to know him a little bit better. So we are going to jump right in, and we will see what is going on for some division recaps. As regular seasons are over, we have playoffs going on, and it should be rather interesting. So MDHL first. Big news here. We're going to bring back the draft. Exciting. Not sure how it's going to look, but we will go from there. Not sure who's going to be enrolling, but if you're still interested, let Suds know. Hopefully there's spots. Draft was really fun last session, this current session, and hopefully another draft will make things really cool. At the end of the season, Herd of Turtles, the team drafted by Boris, was first overall. We had Jester's Troop in second. Drafted by Chris Thorpe. Kevin Foley of the Boogers is third. Antifa came in fourth, and Carlos Cruz Experience 4 ties, but could not get that elusive win. So it's hard to actually say. I mean, there's no real clear favorite here. A lot of these teams are pretty much evenly matched, and for the most part, it's who plays better on any given day. So I think there's a lot of parity in this. Um, the division had a pretty good spread, but it's kind of hard to tell, who's going to actually take down the crown. But that being said, I'd give a little advantage to the herd of turtles. They finished the regular season 5-2-1. They lost to Antifa once, they lost to Jester's Troop once, and tied the Carlos Cruz Experience. So we'll see what happens with them, but you never know. The MDHL M2 division here, this is going to change. I don't want to say drastically. There's going to be some adjustments. The Boogeyman is back. TNT will be joining this M2 division. So some of their players will be leaving other teams to rejoin the Chris Thorpe powerhouse. So not sure how that's going to change the landscape, but it definitely will make them contenders, and it might open up the field to everyone else, as talent's going to be a little more dispersed, and you never really know what's going to happen when a new team comes in, or how the talent ratings are going to change, or how much player movement is actually going to exist. But in this current this season, the Gwendolyn Guardians are the first in the division here. They're 6-2, followed by Blade Runners, Green Monkeys, and then Blue Steel. So we will see what happens with playoffs here. Guardians back-to-back champions, got to be favored to three-peat. But with that being said, it's anyone's division. The M3 division here, Lucky Pucks head of that division. Cluster Pucks bringing up second place, Rogue One-Timers, and then Net Sticks and Chill. Cluster Pucks definitely struggling a little bit towards the end, losing their captain Carlos Cruz, struggling with some injuries, definitely slowed things down for them. But that being said, I think this is anyone's division to win. I feel like it's really hard to predict the champions in these divisions. A lot of the teams are really close, and one team starts heating up, catch a couple breaks, play a little more chemistry, kind of grind some advantage out. I think any team can do it. And Rec Division here. Well, let's speak to the Rec Division. This is the division where the Puck Mafia is first place, 5-2-1. Islanders second place, then followed by 0 pucks given. The Gwendolyn Black Knights and the Frozen Chosen here. In the play-in game, the Frozen Chosen ended up winning 6-2. So it definitely seems like it doesn't really matter where you're at. It depends on how you're playing right now. It's not where you're at; it's where you're going to be. So it's so tricky, hard to say what is going to go on with MDHL. The predictions are going to be hard to make. So after MDHL, this season, the M3 division is going to fold. Well, not fold. It's going to realign. Some of the teams are going to fall down to Rec. Some of the Rec teams are going to pick up a couple players. There's going to be some merging going on. We're going to go to 16, 15 teams. I'm not specifically sure on that. But, we're going to have 5 draft teams again, assuming there's enough players to support it, which I think there will be. It was a cool experience. We're going to try to stream the draft again. It was really fun. And hopefully do make some improvements on that, even though it was already awesome to begin with. So we'll look into matchups, but there's a couple week break, so maybe we'll try to touch base before December 4th, and kind of let people know what's going on. DCHL. So we've got not too many changes here. A couple players moving around in divisions, so forth. The Sharks are actually moving up to D4, so there'll be 9 teams in that division. Should be interesting. You never know. The Sharks have the talent, so maybe they'll take D4 by storm. Kind of like how the High Rollers are playing pretty strong in D3, all things considered. But We're going to start off with D1 here. Surprise of the season, Redcoats 7-1-2, first place by a decent amount right now. They are definitely firing on all cylinders. This team is bringing it. Considering that they are, they were a team that, a couple of years back, they were formed, and this, I believe, is actually their first better than 500 season in the regular season, and they are really bringing it here. It is, you can see a lot of their point contributions. It's Joe Shea and Austin Henley doing a great job there. Really bringing the offense, and the backstop of signed free agent Kevin Shea filling in mid-season after his triumphant return. 1.5 goals against over 8 games, 2 shutouts. Playing solid here. Redcoats look like the team to beat in the playoffs, but that being said, you never know what's going on. Lizards look very strong. The Lizards team finished second overall. Alex Schutz, Brennan, Manny, Patrick Noyes, Tway, Submit coming on strong late. This is a team to be, to be afraid of. Let's not break down all the teams, but Lizards, drastic roster changes in the last couple seasons, but they're keeping it together. Lizards started out very poor. They went 1-4 in their first 5 games, but followed that up with 4 wins and a tie to get second place. So it's it's not how you start, it's how you finish here. And this Lizards team is hot. But both those teams are gonna have a bye. We're gonna see first round Puck Buddies Mercury Rising and Puck U Goldsteins. That should be interesting here. All the teams can compete. It just kind of depends on who shows up. It's going to be tricky around the holidays. A couple star players might be gone, traveling, visiting family, have other things going on. So it's kind of a crapshoot, but we will see what happens. Youngbloods in D2. What can you say about this team? Nick Brown playing outstanding. Taylor being Taylor. Patrick Noyes scoring over a point a game as a pseudo defenseman? ? But Redcoats number 1 in D1, Lizards number 2 in D1. We got Youngbloods coming out of nowhere. Not really. They've always kind of been a very strong team, but I like saying coming out of nowhere as as though that's a shock. But yes, random stat here. Taylor for Youngbloods is 2.3 points per game, which is number 1 among all women players in all divisions. And point per game wise, that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's top 10 right there. Only 6 games played, so that's a strong output right there. If you get a player averaging that many points per game, kind of leading your offense, she'll go a long way. No surprise there. Me stating the obvious. Jagerbomb's second in the division. I'm going to point out right now, there seem to really be, in my opinion, 3 players who, I don't want to say like most improved, because that kind of means like, hey, you weren't so good and you're getting better, whatever. 3 players that have gotten significantly, who've really upped their game drastically, and they've gone from very good to even better than very good. And one of those players, obvious, hard to disagree. Manny is playing outstanding. His teams, Jagerbombs and Lizards, both get first round buys in D1 and D2. Manny's scoring a lot of goals, contributing a lot. He's playing outstanding, and he's got 11 goals in 9 games for Jagerbombs, and this is a Jagerbombs team that kind of has struggled a little bit in terms of roster. Players missing games here and there. Manny's been very consistent, and he's leading the way with scoring on that team. So, yes, Manny, one of the top improved players, definitely one of the top players in the league, but he's definitely showing it. Another player drastically improved, no brainer here. Youngblood's Greg Kessler. Greg Kessler has upped his game drastically. He is looking like a real superstar on defense, can score some goals on offense if he's forced to play up there. But Greg is becoming a real powerhouse there. And, the only way you haven't noticed is if you've not been paying attention or living under a rock. But why would you want to live under a rock here when you could be watching Greg Kessler dominate these divisions? Untouchables are going to come in third, Funk fourth. No Regretskis in their premier season. I'm going to come in fifth, and Ball Hog is going to be sixth place right now. So we'll see what happens. First round matchup is going to be Untouchables, Ball Hogs, and Funk against the No Regretskis. We will see what happens in this division here. D2 is always exciting. Yeah, you never really know what you're going to get, so I expect fireworks. D3 here, Gwendolyn Arabian Nights. They're going to get the bye. 7 teams in this division, 8-2, playing very strong, very talented team. No surprises there. Goonies is going to be second, followed by All Blacks, IPA, Stingrays, Penalty Box Heroes, and High Rollers. So what we're going to see is Goonies, High Rollers. That should be a fun game. High Rollers are a team a lot of the times I feel like they're so close and they're getting there. A lot of their games are going pretty well. They've lost 3 1-goal games, and they did lose a 2-goal game, but was that an empty netter as well? No. So 3 games they've lost by 1 goal, 1 game they lost by 2 goals. So this is a team that I'm sorry. I've been on the High Rollers. I don't want to say bandwagon. I've been a High Rollers advocate for a while, and I think this team can really do a good job. I would be careful if I were the Goon Squad. D4, we got the Flying Hellfish. They're going to take the first overall in that division, winning their conference, the Metropolitan. That team has a lot of flashy young players. They've got Mihol, Chad, Michael, Matt, who kind of plays defense but also plays just a lot of strong players on this team, and it'll be interesting to see what happens here. This team lost in the finals to First Ladies in overtime, so that was last season. Hellfish and First Ladies are on top of their respective conferences, so there's a chance they might meet in the championship game again. But that being said, a lot of talented teams here. Stick magnets. Both Gwendolyn teams are able to pull upsets if you sleep on them for half a second. Midnight Riders finishing strong this season. Crazy Eight's looking good. And Sinbin, who recently promoted last season, 4-5-1 here, playing really well. So division wide open. I know I'm kind of just recapping it's random stuff. So hopefully we can get to some other things. But DCHL Rec Division here. This is the big ticket here. Love the Rec Division. You never know what you're going to get. Slashing Pumpkins 6-0-4. Okay, Slashing Pumpkins, the only team in DCHL this season to not lose a single game. Yes, it's a relatively balanced team. I don't want to give any specific shout-outs. Jenny O. Olkowitz, she's got 4 goals for the Pumpkins here, so she's scoring a lot of goals. So you gotta, you can sleep on her all you want, but she's gonna punish you. That's she's second in the team, tied for second on the team with goals, behind John Burr. Don't know his last name, but John Burr. She's scoring. Davin's playing strong on defense, 3 goals. Doug Simonos doing a good job. Adam Healy, Ben Lutz. I could read off the rest of the team. Everyone on this team is playing good. Chris McKee, solid in that. So they're doing well. Sharks still a team. Very strong team. Anthony Amato, Sean Kelly, L.R. Neubauer, Sharon. Speaking of I mentioned Mandy. I mentioned Greg Kessler. Sharon is the third of the. Oh my God, this player is outstanding. She's doing a really good job. Getting better every game you watch her. Definitely a rising star. I mean, probably the biggest rising star in DCHL leagues. Her stock is through the roof. Um, yeah, obvious if you watch her play. A couple things I noticed that she does really well. Very good at accepting passes and protecting the ball, looking up, finding an open player. She sets up a lot of goals, and it's always kind of hard to say like, oh, this person's got assist here, assist there. Her assists are very well earned. They're very like, I put the ball on your tape and then you shot it in the net. Like it's not like, oh, I shot it and it bounced around or whatever and then you grabbed it and scored. Like it's a softer kind of assist. But she's outstanding, and I'm very excited to see her develop next season and beyond. But yes, Sharks, awesome team. They any of these teams can do it. Lucky Sevens playing great lately. The last game they had, Lucky Sevens down 4-0 in the first, found a way to claw back and were able to tie it up at 4-4. This is a team that this team got down 4 goals early, could have hung their heads, could have done whatever, but they decided to battle back, and they did a good job, tied it up. Win or lose, we booze. This team cannot sleep on this team. Started out with a loss, threw a couple ties in there, losses, tie. Their last 3 games, I believe it's win, win, and more win. Okay, so they got the lose part out of the way, they got the tie part out of the way. They're just winning, winning, winning. They finished the season 3-3-3. That's a pretty strong record for an expansion team. Doing a really good job here. Let's see if goalie Suds can get them there. Hockey Dead, looking strong. You got Tony, Toby, solid players in Brennan, Jed, Juan. Just all these teams all looking good. If I had to pick a rec division champion right now, I think I'd go Sharks. I don't know. I feel like they're playing. I mean, all the teams are playing well. Pumpkin's playing great. Sharks want to get that promotion. I think they got something to prove. Let's see what they can do. So if I'm just dropping predictions here, I go Sharks and rec. I don't know. I feel like Hellfish might be able to take D4. That's a first round random guess. I mean, they could lose their first game. Like they can get upset by any team. I mean, this D4 division is strong. I'd go Hellfish though. D3. I kind of like the All Blacks. It's so hard to tell though. I mean, IPA is playing great. Penalty Box Heroes. That's a real crapshoot. Who shows up. High Rollers looking good. I mean, High Rollers can just they could get hot and just giant kill the rest of this division. You never know. I mean, I'm going to go All Blacks here. I don't want to pick one seeds down. I think All Blacks got a good chance. Goonie's been playing well, but I'm going to go with the Mike Johnson special. Oh God, the D2 division. I mean, honestly, like Youngbloods look really good. I think Jagerbombs might be the most talented team in this division. It's just hard to say. All the teams looking really good. It's hard to go against a team with Sean Miller on it. I don't know. Romp's playing outstanding for the team. So I mean, I don't know. It's a tough division to call. I mean, no, Gretzky's playing good. I mean, it's really. I mean, D2 is just who shows up on any given day. I'd lean towards Jagerbombs. Don't tell Manny. In D1, I'm going Redcoats. And be a little homer on that one. I think the team's playing well, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to be wrong on every single prediction, so no shock there. So yeah, it's kind of like a hey, this is DCHL leagues. I've been gone for a couple months. Sorry. I don't know if anyone noticed, but yeah. So that's kind of where we're at this season. Yes. So I mean, that's coming up. There's a Thanksgiving tournament coming up. Then there's going to be the week after the Holiday Bash tournament in Feasterville, Pennsylvania. And good luck to all the teams there going and showing up and supporting and loving hockey and all that. I don't know what to expect for all the divisions that all the players are playing. We'll try to give a recap. Maybe we'll try to do a podcast interview. if we can, I always say we're going to try to, but it never happens. Maybe this time, I don't know. If you're interested in being a podcast guest, I know we got to get Phil Glazier on. We got to get John Nuno on. It will happen eventually, I swear, or not. I don't know. So, that being said, thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting DCHL leagues, and hopefully we can get these going out a little more frequently, and we can start doing week by week recaps. One last thing, if you're interested in doing any streaming, playoffs are coming up. Even if you're not good at it, now's the time to just practice because, why not? If the choice is, hey, you stream and you don't really know what you're doing, that's better than not streaming at all. Someone's going to watch it. Someone's, uncle or kid or friend is going to watch it and be like, oh, it was really cool. It was fun. Because, at the end of the day, it's all fun. We're not professionals here. But we can pretend to be every now and then. So if you're interested in streaming, let us know. We can provide you with the cell phone or something else, tripod. Get you hooked up on the Wi-Fi to make sure it happens. So if you're interested, let Suds know. Let me know, and we'll go from there. But thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon. Enjoy your Thanksgiving.